All right. So since we are talking about the firewall hardware models, okay. So being the security engineer, you should also know that what are the different firewall models available in the market and what is the use of those firewall and where we can decide which firewall I should use and what kind of the maximum processing they can process just to carry the network traffic. Okay. So in this scenario, if you see that the first smallest firewall available in this particular industry, that is PA200 series of the firewall. So in this 200 series of firewall, we have the minimum features that can be used for the small branch location. Let's suppose I have one of the site. This site have just 10 to 15 user. I have another site. This site have might be the 100 to 500 user. I have the third sites where might be 1000 to 2000 users. So which firewall is suitable for me? Okay, how the design is going to be look like and how being a network designer, implementer, or might be the engineer. Let's suppose you are going to work on the very higher level. Then how you are going to decide which firewall is good for me or not? So you have to understand first the data set of the firewall. You have to read about the data set. So you just have to go on the Google. I have just snip of the basic feature, but if you want to run the whole, like you want to learn the whole feature, just Google and find Palo Alto 220 data set. Once you open this data set, download this data set, you are going to get the insight of the what all feature available on this particular firewall. So you can see if I go a little bit down, there are like throughput they are talking about the threat prevention throughputs, which is already I have taken in my slides. Maximum session, new session per seconds, what kind of the feature they are going to support, layer 2 deployment, layer 3 deployment, tap mode, virtual wire deployment, right? We have the different routing protocols like the OSPF, BGP, RIP, static, which we are going to understand in very detail. Policy based forwarding, PoE, triple PoE, point to point protocol over Ethernet, multicast it is going to support, SD-WAN also it is going to support, right? If I want to use IPv6, it is going to support for all 3-4 versions like layer 2, layer 3, tap mode and virtual wire. It is also going to support IPv6 with IPv6 app ID, user ID, content ID, wildfire SL decryptions. IPsec VPN it is going to support. VLANs it is going to support. NAT is going to support. Mode, HA mode, active, passive it is going to support. Failure production, path monitoring, interface monitoring, everything, zero touch provisioning. But if I take about the hardware specification, maximum throughput is going to be 1000 Gbps and 8 port would be there only. Okay, not more than 8 ports. Management also we have the out of band management, right? We can configure RJ45 console port, USB port, micro USB port, console port, that is also available. Storage capacity maximum 32 GB we can store it. Power supply, you can see in this particular optional, if I want to take the dual power supply, we just have to order. By default it is going to come with a single power supply, which is we have in the 820 firewall. But if you want to order, they can give the dual power supply, and when they place the firewall they will give the dual power supply as well. So this all dimension, everything is available. But what is the capacity of this firewall? How many user traffic it is going to be handled? So to understand this concept, we have to understand what is my user which is going to sit in my office, what kind of the application, right? So what kind of the questions we have to write here? How many users in office, future expansion, right? Basically for the user, current running applications, application bandwidth utilization, right? And connectivity requirement with DC, public cloud, and third party. Okay, so these are the basic questions you have to ask by your IT director, by your network architect, or if you are the network architect, you just have to ask with your overall business, right? How my business is going to be look like in this particular office. So let's say suppose you are in the very initial stage and you're thinking I'm the starter of the company. So if I want to start my company, so I have to protect my network. So if I want to protect my network, then initially how many people I'm going to hire them? So I have to know the number exactly. So probably in 1 year or 2 year, I'm thinking in this office only 10 to 15 users are going to be set. But there is a high chance I'm thinking I'm very positive about my business. I have very good plan. I'm the new startup. I'm thinking I'm building the office. I'm building this office, but initially 10 to 15 users are going to be joined. But during next 2 to 3 years, this user going to reach till the thousands of the users. So if I have that much business expansion, then I have different approach of designing my site or implementing my site. What kind of the firewall, what kind of the router, what kind of the switch I need to use. So from this perspective, I have to decide if my thousands users are going to be in next 2 year or 3 year. Then if one user are going to use 4 of the application, right? Then thousands users are going to concurrent, they are going to create 4,000 sessions, or might be the more session. I'm just giving an example. Generally session are very higher number. If I just check with my PC, if it is running by the firewall, they have hundred of sessions, because I use the multiple browsers, user use the multiple application, ping, mails, teams, multiple session running for different tabs. So basically users have the 10 session, 20 session, 40 sessions, 100 session, like that. So even sometime is going to be more, but more precisely what is the minimum and what is the maximum, accordingly you have to judge. So if I going to use the 220 firewall and there is a 1,000 user are going to be expanded in next 2 year, so initially this firewall is good, no problem. But over the period of time, once user are going to be 1,000 or 500, this firewall even not able to carry the user sessions, because limitation of this firewall, it is just going to carry the session 4200 new session per second. So if the session is going to be more than 4200, then this firewall will be not going to process maximum session at a one go, right? 64,000 maximum session is going to be carried. If the more than 64,000 session is going to be there, it is not going to carry the traffic. Similarly, if this PA220 firewall is going to be configured on my site, so if I want to connect the any, let's suppose my data center, and I have to transfer the files over the IPsec tunnel or any other method, I can only use maximum 100 Mbps traffic transmission, or I can just download or upload. If I want to go more than that, it is not doable for this firewall. So this is also limitations. App ID throughputs, it's a maximum 500 Mbps. If you have the thread preventions, you want to process the thread packets in very high speed, that is also not doable, right? It's only can go up to maximum 150 Mbps. If you want to create the IPsec tunnel, maximum on this firewall, you can create overall like whatever you want to make the connectivity to data center, public cloud, third party connections. Maximum 250 IPsec tunnel you can create on this firewall, not more than that. Okay. And you have to create the virtual router as well. Means the firewall itself, whatever the firewall we have, within the firewall, we can have the routers. Means they are responsible to do the routings. So if I want to just create the router, I can just create the 3 routing engines. By default, it's a 1, but I can create up to 3 maximum. If I want to go more than 3, it is not possible. Or maximum number of security policy means once I have the firewall login, let me show you. So I want to go and create the policies. So let me go here in security policy. So maximum I can create the 250 policy here. If I'm going to create more than 250 policy, it is not doable. So security policy, it is just going to 250 overall. So it is good for the small site where 10 to 15 user are there, or might be 20 user are there. They have the 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 application they are going to use. But if the users are going to be huge, this firewall is not perfect for particular that your location or particular that sites. So this is the one of the small firewall, that is a 220 firewall. After 220 we have the firewall that is come is the 400 series of the firewalls. So if you go and find the data set, that is the latest firewall they just introduced by the Palo Alto Firewall, which is not available in the slide. So if I go here, Palo Alto 400 series firewall. So this is the latest firewall, 460 firewall, you can see that. So let me search dataset. Okay, so it's complete. They given the Excel file for the all firewall review. So 420 firewall, 460 firewall, basically they are the upper version of this 220 firewall, but they are also come under the small category. So they mention here, no, let me go a little bit down. So you can see different. So highest model is 7500 and 7080, 7000. These are the high end performance, high performance firewall, right? So you can see different capabilities. The total firewall throughput. So you can see IPsec VPN, how many throughput you can get. And if I go a little bit down, if I go and check, see this is the 400 series of firewall. So 410 you can see 410 we have, right? 415 we have, 450 we have, 460 we have. So different. Then after we have the 800 series of model of firewall which I have right now. So you can say in this particular model of the firewall, you can find we have the higher number of throughput, we have the higher number of the new session per seconds. You can see 48,000. Maximum session is I think 2 lakh, right? But in 220 maximum was session was your 64,000 max session was there, but here 2 lakhs and 4200 new session per second. But in this you can get 4800 session, so it's quite higher than this number of session. So 400 series firewall is quite okay for the any small or medium size. Even you have the expansion, so you can go for the 400 series of firewall. It's like the cost wise it is going to be cheaper than the 800 series of firewall, and also their performance is quite good. You have to get the overall IPsec tunnel traffic that is going to give the 1.7 Gbps, which is quite higher than this particular firewall. So after 220 we have the 400 series of firewall, different models we have in the 400. Then we have the 800 series of firewall, then 1400, then 3200. So let me show you. So this is the 820 for which we just see all domain structure, how the console access is going to be happen, how my management access is going to happen. So you can see in this section you have the again 5 virtual router, 300 security zone we can create, and we have the 5 virtual router, maximum 1500 policy we can create. We have the again some throughput 400 for the IPsec tunnel. So 400 series firewall is quite like popular in the market because the way they have designed, that is the latest firewall by considering the small and the medium business. So even they have the more feature than the 800s, right? So don't go with the models, you just have to check the data set, what firewall happening, what kind of the like feature and data set. Accordingly you just have to purchase the device. Then 3200 series of firewall. These are the quite high-end firewall. So you have the, you can see the session per second. Again, it's a quite number is quite high. Even for this firewall, you can use for the building the SSL VPN user. You can create 10 virtual routers. You have the 60 security zones. You have the 2500 security policies. You can get that much the throughputs for the different threat prevention, IPsec tunnel, or total firewall throughputs, right? And last but not least, last is the 7,000 firewall, but this is the before the 7,000 firewall we have the 5280 firewall. Again, we have the lot of high end parameters. So if you have the large sites, data centers, like, or any colo locations, that firewall are going to be used. These firewalls 3200, 800, 400, 200 are 200 basically for the just for the very small sites, 10, 5 users, not more than that. 15 user maximum you can configure. But if you have the more than 15, 20, then you just always go and consider the 400 or 800 as the firewall. So these are the enterprise office location firewall till 3200. After that, these are the data center based firewall. Means I have the data center, we have the lot of session are coming, lot of traffic I have to process with the high throughputs, right? We have to prevent the threats, we have to make the traffic via the IPsec tunnels, we have to analyze that real time, whatever the malicious content is going, so my engine of this particular security is going to be very utilized. Then you have to use the 5200 of the firewall, or might be use the 7000 of the firewall. These are the quite higher version of the firewall. So any question regarding this firewall concept, how this feature is going to be analyzed, how the current application is going to be analyzed, because these are the very important to understand your the bandwidth consumption, your concurrent sessions, and how many third party connectivity is going to be used for just for the any kind of the IPsec tunnel. So if you have the multiple IPsec, then you have to also think my firewall is going to support that much IPsec tunnel or not. All good, guys? Till here?
Yes, sir. As of now, it is good.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. So let me move to the virtual labs now, because we have the good understanding about the physical lab. So let me close all this. So this is a real firewall. Let me move to the our lab portion. So this is my the virtual lab. So we try to understand the security policy, right? We discussed about that earlier as well, but let me discuss in very detail what is the security policy in the Palo Alto Firewall and how it is going to be used and what does mean. Let me log in. So this is 145 IP address. So 145. So this is latest version of this particular firewall 10.0. We have the 11.0 as well.
No, admin is not complete.
Same user interface like the yellow color. Below 10, all the interface are this in blue and white. Why it's not getting login? What happened to this? Give me 1 minute. Let me fix this. I believe there is some kind of the issue. Good. I'm just trying to fix this lab. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so should be fixed
We
now?
are also not able to log in sometime this firewall, sir. I also trying to with the admin username
Okay,
password.
I'll fix all the issues. Okay, so keep reporting regarding the lab issues. I will check
Only
what
the
is.
day one, day zero labs we are able. I'm able to access. The rest of that I tried. All of the firewalls tried to one by one login. It is not getting login.
Okay, I'll check. I'll check your report.
Yeah.
Let me see why it is getting this way. Admin. Let me see. Admin. I believe there is some IP conflict issue. Show system info. Here we have the same IP address. Let me assign some static IP address. So see, in this firewall, if I want to assign the static IP address, so see this firewall is getting IP address from the DHCP. So even I assign the IP address to static, it is not going to take. So let me show you this. I forgot to show you, right? So show system info. If I'm running this command, you can see the assignment method is DHCP. You can see right now, and this IP address I am getting from the DHCP. But I want to change the IP address from manually. Then how it is possible? So let me find the one free IP address. So let me check the 51 is free or not. 51 is free. So I'm just going to assign the IP address 51. So I have to go in the configuration and set device config system IP address 192.168.1.50 net mask 255.255.255.0 default gateway 192.168.1.1. This is the virtual firewall, guys. Okay, so now I have assigned the IP address. Currently the IP address is 145, but if I make the commit, this IP address is not going to apply on the management interface. The configuration is applied, but the IP address is not going to reflect. Why? The interface assignment method is showing the DHCP. So we have to change the DHCP to static, which I was trying in the real firewall. It was not doable because the DHCP server was not there. So here I am going to show you. Just wait. So now you can see still they have the DHCP IP address. Just wait to complete the 100%. So now the commit has been done successfully. But if I check the IP address, show interface management, let me check that. This still my IP address 145. I changed the IP address is 50, but it's not changed. Why? Because my assignment method is still DHCP. So I need to change as a static. Once I make this change as a static, this is going to reflect the actual IP address. So how can I change it? I have to go in the configure, right? Set device config system type, and here you have to check the change the static. So that means your management interface is going to change as a static. Once I make this command, automatic the 50 IP is going to reflect on the your management interface. So just wait. So it's 98% committed. So now your commit has been successfully completed. So let me check again. So system info, you can see this has been changed now. 50 IP address has been reflected, subnet mask, gateway, and the assignment has been changed as a static from the DSCP. That's why this IP address has been reflected here. And show interface management, if I run this command, you can see this is also showing the correct IP address. Let me log in because I believe there were duplicate IP address issue. So I just change it and let me log in it. Admin. How many are aware about the access list? Let me know. Who all know about the access list?
I know.
You know.
I know.
Suresh know. Amit, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Jacob know. What about others? Srijan?
I know access.
Navnath, Rahul, Ram, Tarun. बताओ आप लोग. You guys know about the access list?
Yes, sir, I know.
Okay. So most of the people know about the access list. Okay. So if I talk about the policy, always you have to think about the access list, because the bigger, or we can say extension of the access list, is the policy. In access list, what we have some sort of the limitations. ACL we apply, we have the standard access list, and we have the extended access list, right? These two ACLs we have. So in these two access list, we have the sort of the source, destination IP address, source port, right? Destination port. Even we want to use some protocol short of that, we can just apply, and based on that we can allow or deny. So basically it's more about layer 3 and layer 4 informations, and based on that layer 4 and layer 3 information, you can allow the traffic and you can block the traffic. That is the ACLs. But if you are going to create one ACL, right, either it's a extended or a standard, and you just going to create a statement, allow, let me put in this way, allow any source to any destination, any port. This is going to be allow. This is your first statement. Second statement, you are saying that deny source IP, let's suppose 10.10.10 to might be the google.com. Just I'm giving the example, google.com IP, you want to deny. And the third option, you are saying that allow, let's suppose source IP address 20, 20, 20, 20 to 30, right? Fourth option, you are saying deny, let's suppose you have the source IP address 192.168.10.10 to 8.8.8. Now I have the questions. If this is the user and this is the server and this is your, let's suppose, the firewall or router, and you apply this ACL, these 4 ACL, you just get this access list, and this have the, like we have the Google is there, Google IP, we have the 30 30 30 subnet is there, and 8 8 8 is there, and this user have the IP address is 10.10.10.10. This user have the IP address is 20.20.20.20. This have the IP is, sorry, 192.168.10.10. So can you tell me this user can access the Google or not?
This
Sir, as per the statements, the very first
Yeah, allow any it can
allow.
access.
He can able to access.
First rule will be allowed to any.
And other will be skipped.
Okay. And what about this?
Same. Everybody can access it.
Yes, allow.
Uh,
Any.
As per first statement that everything is allowed.
So the most important point you have to remember here, thanks for everyone's contribution. In ACL, okay, let me, before I can just make my statement, I want to ask, let's suppose I allow this is going to hit the first statement. The second statement is going to check or not?
No.
Third, fourth?
No.
No, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
If
that's
the first condition match, it will skip other conditions.
yes. So in ACLs, whenever you're just going to create, it always going to match from top to bottom. This is statement I believe everyone aware. That's why I asked who all know the ACLs. So in ACLs, always it is going to check from top to bottom. If my first statement is going to match, it is never ever going to check the second and third statement, because the packet has been matched, allow any. So even it's not mentioned for the Google, it's not mentioned for 30, it's not mentioned for the 8, but any means everything is allowed for this particular source. Means any source is coming, it is going to allow any destination. So below I have the deny policy, it's useless for me. Below I have the allow policy, it's useless for me. Below I have the again deny, it's all useless for me. So the first statement is going to be hit, never ever going to check the second and third statement. Everyone agree?
Yes.
Okay. So now let me remove this policy. Okay. And if I'm going to create the fifth policy, allow any to any. In this case, what is going to happen? This PC can access the Google.
No.
This
No.
PC can access this particular 30 series.
First PC, not 10.
Yeah, 10, no, that is not
Yes,
defined.
Yes, it will.
This PC, the first PC, it's access Google, yes or no? No. Now the answer is the same PC can access the 30 IP address.
Yes.
Yes.
All agree, yes?
Yes.
This PC can access this one.
Yes.
Deny. Yeah, that is allowed.
Yes.
Okay, I am not able to listen anything from Navneet, Rahul, Ram, Tarun, Lok. किसको Jayad. Please let me know, guys, you understanding or not. This is a basic concept you have to understand.
Yes, sir.
Everyone agree? Give thumbs up. अगर आप समझ में आ रहा तो, नहीं तो thumbs down करो. I'll explain again. Okay, so now we understand this is going to access. Why? Because this source address, when I'm going to process the Google, the first is deny. So it is going to stop it here and it is not going to check. But when the second packet is going to come to destination 30, source is going to match, but destination is not matching. So this rule is going to process, and that is not matching, then it is going to check the second rule. Second rule, the source is not matching, destination is matching, but still it is not a valid, which is going to be processed this particular traffic. So it is going to again pass to the next policy. Third one, it's deny, both source destination is not matching. So it is going to fifth one. Fifth one is everything allow. So by accessing this policy, it is going to process. Everyone understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's suppose I remove this one. Okay. Now you guys tell me what is going to be happen.
Deny.
This packet Google.
Deny.
No. Deny.
And 30.
It will match the
Deny.
No, it will match the first. No.
First
No,
instruction.
No, only no. First of
We
all,
just have 3 ACLs.
three
There are-
is only there. Okay, yeah, it
three
will
is
not. No,
deny will be
deny only. Second one is deny.
Okay. What about third ACL?
Third rule 192.
8.8.
that is also not that is
No,
also not allowed.
not
But why? There is no nothing is deny here, no? So we don't have policy. Why are you guys saying no, no, no?
Exactly,
Please
sir.
no?
I'm asking.
Yeah, it is defined the source IP to the destination. So it will check whether the source IP is matching first rule, whether it is allowed or
But
not.
there is no policy who's saying to deny these packets. Yes, definitely it is going to match. Okay, there is nothing is matching, but also we don't have the policy to say you have to deny this packet. It might be
Sir,
allowed as well.
Yes,
no,
No,
how
explicitly
No,
is
no, but
deny policy is there that will
first
deny the
first policy, no?
um, no, last
no
it's
last
it's
policy.
by default that is implicit policy.
Implicitly or explicitly, sir?
Implicitly,
Implicitly.
implicit deny.
Okay.
So
Okay.
see guys, one more rule you have to think about it. If by default your last statement is not allowing anything, so all traffic is by default implicit going to deny. Okay, implicit deny. By default all traffic is going to deny.
Vishalji, just now we are checking the policy from top to bottom. The first
Yes.
statement says Google, whether it will reach to the Google or not. The very first statement says denied. So
Yes.
it won't go to the other ACLs.
So definitely that is going to match in this policy. Okay, that's
Ah.
true. Okay, but when it is going to check for 10, 3, 30, then what is going to stopping here? There is no policy just stopping here. Then how it is getting denied?
When it checks for 30, it's okay. When we set it for it, okay, got
10
it.
to 30. This is the second packet.
Acha, second pack.
Yeah. So in this particular sequence, we don't have any kind of the sequence which is saying you have to deny the traffic. So the last traffic by default in ACL is the implicit deny. Okay.
By default, it's a default.
By default, if you're not allowing anything, by default the traffic is going to deny. So this is how it is going to work. So I hope you guys understand. Same logic is going to apply for this 20. If it is going to Google, definitely that is not matching. So it is going to use the implicit deny. Make sense?
Hmm.
If it is going to use 30, will it work or not?
Who? 21.
Yes, 20, 30.
Yeah, it will
20,
be allowed.
30, yeah, it's
20
allowed.
will be allowed, no? Allow.
And what about the
It's
8.8?
matching with rule 2.
8.8?
Denied.
Source
No, it's drop.
Denied.
denied.
Implicitly denied.
Implicit deny. Implicit deny it is going to happen. You guys understand what does mean implicit deny?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
Astos not understand, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Let me make you understand. So देखो थोड़ा सा मैं हिंदी में यूज कर रहा हूँ, डोंट माइंड गाइस, ठीक है, मेक यू आस्तोस अंडरस्टैंड. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक आस्तोस, ठीक है, देखो होता क्या है कि हमारे पास ACLs होती हैं. इन ACLs वी हैव द लाइक सीक्वेंस, 1 sequence, 2 sequence, 3 sequence, 4 sequence, right? Multiple sequence. So packet जब भी आपका बनता है, it is going to check source IP address and destination IP address. So the first packet want to go from 10 to Google. Okay, so it is going to check the first packet. Just consider this is first. So it's saying this source in Google, and what is the statement? Deny. Then the packet has been denied in the very first state. Clear?
Clear.
Now the second packet is going for the 30 packet, right? 30 packet means source is 10, destination is 30. So any rule is matching here?
No.
So what is going to happen? So if there is no rule, then last by default in ACL, we have the implicit deny. Means there is no rule, that means this packet is going to by default drop by the router or firewall. That is the implicit deny. You understand now?
Okay. मीन्स कि अगर कोई ये 3 रूल्स के अलावा implicit denial automatically apply रहता है इसमें.
Right. So if these rules are not going to be available, means any match are not going to be available, either allow or deny for any packet, by default it is going to deny. Thumb rule. If there is no packet explicit defined by administrator, The
Okay.
packet should be either allow or deny, then that particular traffic is implicit deny by the device itself. This is
Okay.
what I want to make a point.
Okay,
Clear?
sir. Clear.
Now all clear? Still anyone there who not understand this concept? Okay. So this is how ACL is going to work. Why I explain this ACL? Because in ACL we understand we have the source IP address, we have the destination IP address, we have the source port, we have the destination port. Similarly, big brother of the ACL, we have the policy. Policy is going to work similar way, exactly similar way what ACL is going to work. But because it's a big brother of the ACL, so it have the more information. What is the more information? This is your layer 3 information. This is the layer 4 information in the ACL. But if I talk about the policy, you have the source IP address, we have the destination IP address, you have the source port, we have the destination port, right? You have the application, right? You have the URL, right? You have some additional information, additional info, right? And few more field, and then finally you have the data payload, which also known as the content. So ACL have to check your layer 3 information. This is going to check your layer 4 information. It is going to check your layer 7 information, URL, some additional field. I'll explain what is additional field when I'm going to do and few more additional field, and then finally data, actual content, like you are writing any email, any Word document, right? Any Excel file, right? Any other zip file, whatever you are sending PPT, that all content. So this packet, when going to process by the firewall, this is not doable by the router. This is only doable by the NGFW firewall. That is the next generation firewall. NGFW, that is the next generation firewall. And Palo Alto is one of them, is the NGFW firewall. So if the packet is going to be processed by the firewall, they are going to check the layer 3, layer 4, layer 7, additional information and the content, and then the packet is going to be processed. But the concept of checking the packet is exactly same how the ACL is going to work. So even policy is going to check from top to bottom. So one policy is saying allow any to any. Second policy is saying allow source IP 10 to destination IP 20. Third policy is saying deny source IP 20 to destination IP 30. And fourth IP saying allow Google to Facebook. So in this scenario, what is going to be happen? Everything is going to match in the first policy. Never ever your this is going to block, or these 2 rules, 3 rules are never going to be processed. Similar to the ACLs. Exactly, it is going to follow the same step. It is always going to take top to bottom and always going to match the first rule. After matching the first rule, if everything is going to be allowed, then traffic is going to process. If things is going to be blocked in the first stage, second and third policy, it is never going to be checked. At last, again we have the implicit deny. Means if anything is not going to match in the top to bottom, last it is going to happen the implicit, the packet is going to deny. But in Palo Alto we have the catch. In Palo Alto this implicit deny little bit work differently. How it is going to work differently, let's understand. So let's say suppose I have some policy, right? you can just refer this. If I remove these two policy, let me just remove that. So let me just go and disable this policy. Disable, or let me delete better. Let me delete it. So in this firewall, we don't have any policy right now. In this firewall, we don't have any policy. So now I have the questions because I want to test your previous session skills. Those who missed that, I'll have the special sessions. I'll make sure you understand those concepts as well. So let's suppose this is my firewall, right? And this firewall have this interface, and this is another interface. And let me connect one server here. This is server which have the IP address is 8.8.8, right? And there is one PC connected here, right? This is the PC. This PC have the IP address 192.168.10.10/24. This interface is ETH0x0. This interface is ETH0x1. All right. Now I configure the IP address on this interface 192.168.10.1/24. This interface, I just configure the IP address 172.16.10.1/24, and here I have the IP address 172.16.10.2/24, and let's suppose this is the switch, okay, and switch have this loopback 8 and loopback have this IP address loopback 8, and this having the IP address. So this is the connectivity. This PC want to connect with this loopback, okay. So now you guys tell me how the traffic flow is going to happen based on the routing. It's a small topology. So you guys tell me how the routing is going to be achieved. Then we'll talk about the firewalls policy. Just simple questions. I want to make, let's suppose this is not a firewall, this is a router for time being. Just consider this is a router, and you have to make the basic reachability. So this PC can reach to this switch. This is L3 switch, okay. How it is possible?
Shall I explain?
Yeah, it is. We require the routing from without static.
The static routing we need to define.
Amit,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, let's explain Suresh first, then you explain. Ajay, hold on for timing. Okay, Amit, Suresh, go ahead, please.
Yeah, see, the PC is a 192.168.10 subnet, and we have the switch in another subnet. That the network is different. So we need to first routing. We need to do that static route to reach the destination.
So where I have put the static route? Can you tell me?
Yeah, in the routing, we need to add.
Just think this is router. This is router. Just think this is
What
router.
would be the command?
So I just want to write the configuration here, so everyone understand what configuration I required here or here. What I required the configuration. So
Okay.
I need the exact config. I need to write here, so they can reach to each other.
Okay. IP address.
Okay. IP address.
192.168.10.0/24.
168.10.0/24. Okay.
And destination next hop IP address. I mean, we need to put that subnet mask. So
/24 I put it. /24.
Okay, fine. Then next hop IP address 172.16.10.2.
Okay. So this is the R1 configuration, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Any other configuration, or is it only that is going to require to just meet this lab requirement?
We can put it static, the AD value we can fix it.
By default, it is going to take one, na, AD.
One or static, yeah.
Yeah, AD value 1. Any other configuration required in L3 switch?
L3 switch we have. So, I mean, if you want to reach the router, I mean, router we can able
I
to.
have the requirement, this PCA reach this loopback 8.8. This is my requirement, and vice versa. Means both way.
I
If I
need
ping from here,
I need to add a VLAN from there. Switch we
let's
don't.
suppose loopback is created, na? Loopback is created.
IP address.
IP address interface IP we need to configure.
Okay, so interface IP loopback 8, okay, and IP address
Yes.
8.8.8.8/32. I have done this, okay.
Okay.
Any other configuration I need to configure on this L3 switch?
Router. Yes, actually, that 192.1 subnet is not there in the switch, so we need to add a routing for that IP also.
Okay, tell me how the routing is going to be look like on this particular switch. What command I need to put here?
Yeah, same. I mean, we can do the default gateway. We can do the default gateway *1.
Okay, default gateway, and what gateway I need to put?
192.
Hmm.
Switch will 192.168.10.1. We
Okay.
need a default route to this IP.
Default gateway, default route. These are two different things.
Yes. See, actually L3 switch will be already connected to router 1, so in the same subnet. So obviously how the connectivity gateway is there. So I need to do the default route for this 192.
Okay, that's all right. And then after we will able to reach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Suresh. Thank you so much for your answer. Okay, Samit and Ajay, hold on. I want to understand other view. Chandu, Hirak, Navnod, Rahul, Srijan, Tarun, Jayad. Guys, tell me this is the correct solution, or we have to little bit modify in this something.
Sir, IP routing should be enabled on L3 switch.
IP routing, okay. So an additional command, IP routing need to be enabled. That's a good thing. IP routing need to be enabled. Okay, I enable the IP routing. After that, it will work on this particular configuration.
Yeah, default route should be there on L3 switch.
Default
It will
route.
work.
Hmm?
Yeah, it will work.
It will work. Okay, good. Thank you. What about others? No idea. Okay, now Amit, Ajay, you guys tell me, will it work or not? Who is going to take a lead first?
No, it is not going to work.
It is not going to work. Okay, it's straight for you telling the Suresh solution is not right. Yeah, you should respect your colleague, right?
Not
It's
like
not
that.
effort.
We all every day we are fighting with this, sir. So that's why.
Okay, okay. That's good, good. Amit, as per you, will it work or not?
Yeah, no, it will not work. One
Okay.
path is missing. Reverse path is for 888.
So you just tell me what I need to put here.
So
First tell me the L3 switch configuration. What is the correct L3 switch configuration?
that routing loopback is configured. Default gateway that is also configured. Default routing that is enabled.
Default
Yes,
gateway
that is
look, Suresh told this default
one.
gateway. This one.
Default you just default, not default gateway, default routing that need to be enabled on L3 switch
Okay,
towards
default
with the next
routing.
hop. Yeah, with next hop 172.16.10.1.
Okay, default routing is telling this 0.172.16.10.1, right?
Correct.
Okay, so default gateway not required in that case, or is it also required?
Get
Sir,
no
I
get
told
get
the default gateway is 172.16.10.1 for the layer 3 switch, and the default route will be added for 192.168.
Okay. Everyone confused, I believe.
Default
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
default gateway is 172.16.10.1.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So still have a lot of debate. Somebody is saying like default gateway next stop should be this.
yeah, default
Okay.
gateway would be 17, but routing it should be for 192.168.10.0/24 with next hop 10.1.
Amit, if you don't mind, I have one question for you.
Yeah,
If I use default gateway and default routing both together, first question, is it really required both together?
no,
Or if
that
it is
is
going
not
to require both
uh,
together,
uh,
then which is going to take a precedent if I do if I configure both of them?
only
Static route we
uh,
can.
If I configure
uh,
both of them, then which is going to take first preference?
both is static
It is
will
going
be
to install
uh,
one only. Now, which one is going to
yeah,
install?
yeah, which one is preferred? The static will be preferred, so it will install the static routing.
And why default will not preferred?
Uh,
Default gateways, why not preferred?
I think default will be preferred because it has an AD of 0.
There is no.
AD value 0 is directly connected. I think 0 direct connectivity 0 and 1 for
Right.
static.
Sir, routing for another network only, sir. Default routing. So here we can make it as a static, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, default static. This is a default static. This is just default static only. Okay, let me correct it. This is default static only. Default static routing.
Then fine, sir. Yeah, we added one route to the particular destination in the L3 switch, sir. So default gateway is required for getting the L3 access from the router, sir.
Okay, so Ajay, I'm expecting you answer everything and you correct everything. Lot of
Okay.
I can see mistakes here. So let me use your color. Your version is
Okay.
going to written in the green color. I'm hope you are
Okay.
going to type everything correctly. Tell me the R1 configuration first.
Okay. R1 should be the if we are going to configure a static routing, not a default routing. The
Uh-huh.
IP route should be the A.8 and next hop should be the
Just wait,
172.16.10.2.
let me write. And next up should be 172
16.10.2.
10.2. Okay, this is the
Yeah.
R1. Okay,
Yeah, this is the R1. Okay.
just only
So
one line configuration, right?
yes, yes.
And
And because why one line is required? 192 and 172.16 are directly connected. It is already in the routing table of the R1. So it doesn't require the routing need to be configured for
very
this
nice, very nice, very
subnets.
nice. Yeah, and what about the
Okay.
switch?
If you are coming on the switch is already L3 switch and you are configuring default gateway already. This means you are configuring the default route in the routing table, which is the your default route in the routing table. You don't have to configure any routing for the on the L3 side. It is going to take all the traffic towards the gateway, and the gateway have the reachability of both 192.168.10 and 172.16.10, both routes in the routing table.
So
So
you mean trying to say only this command is going to solve the all purpose, right?
yes.
And let's suppose I configure this command and someone configure this default static routing as well. Then what is going to happen?
Which is the first one. The gateway will be the more preferred. This is
Yes,
first
yes.
configured.
So more precisely, this line command is going to be used. Either I can use, let me remove. I hope everyone understand this entire concept. The very basic topology, right? I move from policies to this routing stuff. I don't know why. But anyhow, either I can use this one line command 8.8, right? Or I can use a default route on this, and I just have to put toward the L3 switch. L3 switch required, this is a forward routing. This is your forward routing here to here, right? And you have also required the reverse routing. So reverse routing, either default gateway you need to configure, or might be default static route, or might be the pointing
Specific.
toward the specific subnet. These three options is available. I want to put only for this subnet. So 192 subnet routing is also, because this subnet is not available in between these two network, right? Because directly connected routing table is there, but I need to configure the static. So I just have to put the 192.168.10.0/24 pointing the next hop is 170. This is also going to work. So either default gateway, default routing, or any specific subnet routing for 1792, this is going to work. And this is how your routing is going to be achieved. This is the first thing. I hope is it clear to everyone. Anyone still have doubt regarding this topology or the routing? Because I have to ask the second question now. Anyone doubt, please let me know, guys. Don't be shy. मैं कुछ बोलूंगा नहीं, बता दो अगर कोई डाउट है तो.
अभी अभी एक चीज और बोल देता हूँ। L2 और L3 में एक ही डिफरेंस रहता है, एक में डिफॉल्ट गेटवे कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं, एक में आई थिंक डिफॉल्ट राउट कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं। मीनिंग इज द सेम।
Yes, meaning is same, right? Yeah. So moving to the next step, now we have the pure routing information and we are talking about the policy. So quickly I just configure talk about the policy part. So now I just configured the zone edge trust here, and here also trust. Routing is there. So those who joined today only, I'll arrange the special session about the zone, okay? So you understand about it. Don't worry about that. Might be tomorrow, I'll arrange the session. So be available. So let's suppose trust zone is going to be configured in this particular interface. Trust zone is going to be configured this interface. This PC is going to communicate with this particular L3 loopback address or not? I am expecting answer from all the people who understand the zone concept in the previous sessions. Last Sunday we discussed about this, right?
Yes.
This is going to communicate?
Yes.
Yes.
Both
Yeah.
are same zone, so it will communicate.
Same zone.
Okay. Same zone it is going to communicate. Do you have any ACL or policy here to allow the communication?
Default policy. Enter zone.
Do you have any
The-
ACL or policy available here to allow this communication?
By default, the
By default policy, sir.
So this is the point I want to make. So I was discussing about ACL till the time I was explaining the ACL and policy. So I keep saying implicit deny in the ACL, but in Palo Alto Firewall, we also have some implicit policy configured. In ACL, if you're going to the configure on the routers, that you don't have to do the configuration, but Palo Alto, it is already pre-configured, means it is explicitly defined on the Palo Alto Firewall. If something coming from the same zone and going to the same zone, in regard of the network, in regard of the interface, the traffic should always allowed. You don't have to worry about anything. And this is that policy, that is the intra-zone policy. You can see, you cannot delete this policy. There is no delete option. You cannot edit this policy. You can just do the override. Means you want to change the native behavior to some different behavior. You can do that. So intra-zone means the same zone communication. Intra-zone means my traffic is coming from the one zone and it is going to same zone. I'm from the HR going to HR. So by default, we both are the same family. So we can talk. Although my office OMC is different, your HR office OMC is different, but we are in the same family. So we can access each other office because we are the same group. And this is the intra-zone policy. It is traffic is going to be allowed. Okay. So this is the one action. But if I change the behavior, if I just change the value from trust and I just make as a untrust, then what is going to happen?
No, sir.
Even I have the routing,
By
But
default, deny.
it is going to, again, implicit policy going to be hit, and by hitting the implicit policy, it is going to be deny, because it's the inter-zone policy. The traffic is coming from trust and it is going to the untrust. So by default, this traffic is not going to be allowed. It is going to be dropped by the firewall. Because if you just go a little bit down, you can see here,
Deny.
everyone understand this explicit implicit concept in the Palo Alto Firewall, able to correlate?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
समझ में
sir.
आ रहा है? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we understand how firewall Palo Alto especially is doing the deny and allow based on the zone, right? And there is no such last empty implicit policy is going to come in picture. Yes, we have the explicit definition if you don't have any rule, but still you want to coming from the same zone, right? You want to come from one zone and going to the same zone. You have the by default communication allow. You are coming from the one zone and going to different zone. You have to deny. This is the explicit configure available in the Palo Alto Firewall. But if you want to bypass this policy, you want to create some other policy on top of that, it is also possible. So let me just create one more policy here. I can just go. Let me go there.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me add some policy. Allow all. Okay. So any source, any destination, any application, any. Let's wait. It's a little bit slow.
Invalid.
Now you guys tell me what is going to happen in this scenario. If I'm coming for trust to untrust, then what is going to happen?
It is
I have the first policy,
Allow.
allow any zone, any source, any user, any destination. Then what is going to be happen?
Allow.
Allow.
So in regard of my what zone I have, it's coming from trust, untrust. I have the one policy, it is always going to hit. So these two policy never going to be checked. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we are bypassing the explicit defined policy, that is a default policy available in the firewall. So this is never going to check, it is always going to hit to this firewall. So any zone means trust to trust, even the traffic is going to be processed. Trust to untrust, even the traffic is going to process. Make sense?
Yes.
And if I change to deny, then what is going to be happen?
This is explicitly denied.
For all traffic. All traffic is going to deny. Even the same zone or different zone. Because you are matching any to any deny. So this rule always going to check first, and this rule never going to be checked. Because same top to bottom the sequence is going to match, and it is going to check, and then after it is going to process. Understand everyone this concept?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, 1 second. So what is the type of universal, and is there any?
I'm coming. This is the last section I'm going to cover. Okay, then we'll close the session. Okay, I'm coming on that part.
Sure, sir.
Till now, everyone understand this all? Allow, deny, implicit, explicit. What is your default policy?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in it? Okay.
Sir, inter-zone, it is for any different zone, or inter-zone means it is only same zone. Intra-zone I can understand, sir, at least same zone.
Intra-zone is the same zone. Inter-college competition. You might be heard about that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
what
sir.
does means? Inter-college means two different colleges are going together and do some dance competition.
Yes.
That is inter-zone competition.
Okay.
Similar, inter-zone means two different zone want to talk that.
Okay, two different zone. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Understood. Thank you.
Clear? Okay, so now I'm moving to the actual content inside of the policy. So if I'm going to add a new policy, so in general section, we have the various things. We have the name, we have the rule type, that is a universal, intra-zone, inter-zone. We have the description, we have the tag, we have the audit comment and everything. So if I talk about the general, so you have to put a name of any policy that should be the meaningful name. Understand? That should be the meaningful, means if I'm creating some policy, so someone, if I left the organization and someone is going to review my policy, so they understand why basically Suresh or Nonath has been created this particular policy. There should be some logic. Understand? So let's suppose I want to allow traffic from LAN to WAN, trust to untrust. So I just have to put the traffic, allow traffic LAN to WAN or trust to untrust. This kind of the description I can, or name I can put it, and I can put detailed description LAN to WAN from source 10.10.10 to destination, or whatever you can want to put the change and everything. You can just Google, Facebook.com, etc. So you can put it. If you have any change number you want to tag, you want to apply, you can apply the change number as well. Okay. Now we have the rule type here. Someone have done the audit, they can put the audit comment as well, right? If you want to segregate with the rule group tag number, that is also possible. You want to do a tagging for the change numbers, you can do the tagging even. We don't have a tag right now, but if you want to do that, you can do that also. Now the most important question is, what is the rule type? Okay. So when I go and create the rule, by default it is going to take universal. By default it is going to take a universal. If I'm selecting the universal, that means this rule can be used as an intra-zone or inter-zone. Understand my meaning? This rule can be used as an intra-zone or inter-zone. Means if I use the intra-zone, see here, intra-zone. So what is going to happen? Whatever my source zone, by default destination zone is going to be same. See, this is destination zone has been unhighlighted. Understand? This has been grayed out. You cannot change the destination zone because firewall will automatically understand your traffic is going from DMG, means coming from DMG, and will go for DMG because it's the intra-zone policy you are creating.
Okay.
And if you are going to make the inter-zone, then definitely you have to change the zone both sides. It's come a red. You have to change the different zone. You cannot put the same zone. You have to put some different zone. So this is the intra-zone and inter-zone. But if I use the universal, I can use this rule as an inter-zone. I want to allow traffic from DMG to DMG. I can do that. There is no problem. See, DMG is available. So now this rule is going to act as the intra-zone. But rule type is universal. So universal is just you can put same zone traffic allow or deny, different zone traffic allow or deny. So best practice, always use the universal type. This is a default one, not go for the inter-zone, intra-zone. These are already by default available. Clear, Suresh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
All right. So this is the first section. Now, if I from general, anyone doubt? Anyone have any doubt about general section? What is this all? Or clear to all?
यूनिवर्सल मतलब क्या मतलब है?
यूनिवर्सल मतलब कोई भी जोन हो और कहीं से भी किसी भी जोन से ट्रैफिक आए और किसी भी जोन से जाए, किसी भी जोन में जाए, दैट्स अ यूनिवर्सल.
Okay,
If
it
we are
applies
going
for
to,
all zones.
yes, any zone, that is the meaning of universal.
Okay.
राम क्लियर है? बताऊं फिर से? टेल मी.
हाँ नहीं क्लियर हो गया. नहीं वही मतलब कितने जोन उसमें है वही.
So universal means like if you want to see intra-zone means अगर मैंने intra-zone इसको किया, right? See here. तो intra-zone it will automatically understand जो भी आप source में डालोगे, that is going to become your destination as well. That is intra-zone. Whatever the source you are going to put here, this is going to same as a destination as well. Let me see why the zone is not coming. Wait. me. Yeah, so whatever zone you are going to create here, this is going to be the same as a destination. See, destination is grayed out. But if I make the universal, I can change the same zone. I want to put the DMG again in destination, and based on some IP I want to allow. So I can do that. So universal is most like preferable, or you always have to use this only because it's a flexible. You can do inter-zone, intra-zone, whatever you want to do that, it is doable. No problem.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now we have the source tab. Source tab, we have the first section is the source zone, right? So definitely every interface you have to assign the zone, and zone need to map with your particular interfaces, IP addresses, right? Similarly, you have to put some IP address, source IP address means your packet. Let me draw some packet here. Just quickly 5-10 minutes more, we'll wrap up the session. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. So let me again draw these all information so you guys can understand and correlate what information where is going to put it. Okay, so this is your source IP address, right? This is your destination IP address. This is your source port. This is your destination port, right? App, right? URL, user ID, right? Some device, additional information I'll show you later stage what is that, and finally payload, actual data, right? So this is the packet. So the zone information, that is additional things you are putting here. Now the source IP address, this is the L3 information, this is the L3 information, source destination IP, this is the L3. So you have to define the source IP address. Okay, so any source IP address in sort of like from which IP, let's suppose I'm just giving the IP 10.10.10.10/24. So this is my source IP address. Now we have the user ID. What user means? Actual user machine from where the packet is coming. So AD is going to be integrated with the Palo Alto Firewall, and even source is same, but if your account is not going to match with this particular IP address, you are not going to access the any application. So that is also AD. Right now it's not integrated. Later we'll see how it is going to be integrated. So user, that's also the user ID information, you can put it here. Device ID.
Just a minute, sir. MNS bada subnet dala jaise /24 subnet we have defined it with this 0 value. Okay, and if I'm source user ID I'm also defining, then I have to give all the list of the detail where in this network which users are sitting.
Yes, definitely. So any big network, that's the beauty of this user ID, means whatever the IP address, it doesn't going to matter for you based on your username. Like your laptop, you log into your company laptop, you have some special username and password, right?
Yes.
So that username is going to match, and if the user base policy is going to be matched, then only it is going to be processed, else it is not going to be processed. Okay, so this is a user. Yeah. Similarly, the device, like what type device you are using, right? So any device you are using, like based on the any OS category version, if it is going to match, then it is going to be allow. It is not going to match, it is not going to allow. So these are additional field you want to do that is going to be checked in the source level. Means packet is coming from the source, IP is going to be checked, user ID is going to be checked, device is going to be checked, additional zone is going to be checked. This is source information. Then the packet is moved to DMG destination. Again, the additional information zone is going to be checked. Destination address, let's suppose I'm going to the google.com, right? This is my URL. So this is my google.com. So this destination address, Google, is going to be checked. Any IP might be, you can put that. Destination device, what type device you are going to access, even you want to integrate, that is also available. Which kind of the OS of this particular destination have, what type of device vendor have, that also going to be integrated. Then your L3 address, source destination is put here, additional information is there, this device information is there, then you come to the application. This application is your layer 7. Okay. So layer 3 information there. Now we put the layer 7 information. So you can just put the application, means which application you want to access. I want to access the Facebook, WhatsApp. So you just see here. We'll discuss about more detail. What is the Facebook? I want to access the WhatsApp. These are the application. So this WhatsApp is going to be there. I want to access the YouTube. So YouTube is there. So this application base, so layer 7 application is going to be checked, right? Now we have the layer 4 information. So this is a source and destination port services like telnet, SSH. So this is your layer 4 information. So this information is going to be apply here, like what, HTTPS, which port it is going to work. Anyone know about that? HTTPS. Let's suppose I want to
443.
443.
Telnet is going to work on the port number 23, right? If I'm not wrong. So you just create, and this is your telnet. If I want to SSH, I can create the SSH. SSH, which port it is going to work? 22. So this is your port number. So this is a layer 4 information. Wait. Stop for some reason.
Sir, can we change the port numbers? Because these are the default ports, right?
Default port means SSH for SSH?
Any port like HTTPS is a 443, right? So can we?
If your custom application, you can change it. There's no problem at all. If your application is custom, you can just change it. There's no problem at all. Okay, so it's hang. Let me log into the original firewall. Let me show you. I don't know what happened, so we'll check later stage. So let me log in the original firewall. I believe it's back again. So let me see. So we can check the layer application. We have the port. So we can have the default port. We can have the telnet SSH port, HTTP port 80. I want to use the HTTPS, that 443 telnet we just created, that the 23. So this is the layer 4. So now we have the layer 3. We have the layer 7, layer 4. Now if I go in the actions, right, user ID also we check that how the user ID is going to be mapped. That is going to map in the your source IP section, device ID, both source and destination it is going to match, right? What are the URLs? URL I didn't show you, right? So if I want to go the URL, see here the URL also. So in the services, in the URL, like any URL category you want, like let's suppose my company want to block the all pornography based URL, right? All tobacco based URL, right? So I can use like dating apps also, right? So you can see I can just block the dating apps URL, abortion adult URL. So you can see any gambling URL, any game. So that is also going to be possible. You can just, we'll see later stage, everything will check that. So this section is also going to inspect in the URL. So this is your URL. It is going to be checked. This section is also available. Last and not least, that's action. So where the payload is going to be checked. Payload. So action is either based on that information which we defined previously, that should be allow or deny, right? So you have the various option. You can allow, we can deny. We'll discuss about it. So right now we are thinking we are allow, but how my content is going to be checked. So to check the content, we have the special profile here. For that, we discuss in very detail the content ID inspection. So when we come in this particular section, we'll understand NT spyware, antivirus, vulnerability protection and all, how it is going to be checked. So I have to go there, and then after I have to go in the profile. I want to check whatever the content I am sending, there is any virus or not. So I have to create the profile. Right now it's a default. So I'm just showing you, later we'll see that how it is going to be used. So strict vulnerability protection, anti-spyware, I can use URL filtering, I can use file blocking, I can use the strict one, data filtering, There's no profile, we have to create the custom, then it is going to show you wildfire analysis, there is default. So once I apply this Palo Alto recommended default setting, so whatever the content I am sending and receiving from the device, that is going to be inspected by the firewall, and if there is any vulnerability on the file, any kind of the spyware, spying activity, URL that is going to be accessed, which is prohibited for the company, file you are trying to upload, download, that should be also stopped, data you are trying to leak, that also going to be stopped, 0-day, attack you want to protect, that is also going to be happen. So these are the advanced thing for the content it is going to be used. So this is for the content. Then we have the log setting, means any packet is processing by the firewall, then you want to capture the start session, end session, that all is going to be captured. You want to forward the log to the syslog servers, that you can do that, means any policy, anything is happening, you can forward log to the syslog server. You want to schedule this policy for specific timing, means I want to activate this policy in particular time, particular date. I can even do that also. So I want to test, I want to use this daily, weekly, or non-recurring. Let's suppose I want to use daily, but what is my start time? What time I want to just use this policy? I want to use, let's suppose, in the morning time, and this policy should be activated till the, let's suppose, 5 p.m. of the evening. So this rule is going to work till this scheduled time only, right? And you want to do the QS mapping, that is also doable. So this is a whole about the policy. So in policy, we keep doing the configuration in the future classes, right? So you should know about the fundamental of the policy, how it is going to be happen, what is the the source, destination, how it is going to be configured and all. And based on that, we can just have the detailed understanding about the complete packet flow, how it is going through the firewall. Any question, guys, till here, or we are good for today? Batao.
Good for today. But can you go in a one-time action in action?
Yes, please.
Yeah. In the QS marking, is it going to rewrite or existing tag it is coming if we are not selecting as a none? Whatever the tag is coming for the traffic, is it going to take
None is
forward?
Nothing is going to be matched here, right? Means if you want to do any reservation about the any marking coming from the LAN, right? So then you can just put the IP DSCP and you just have to define that, whatever the marking you want to do that. So your firewall is just going to carry the same marking, which is whatever the coming from the LAN. If you want to remark, that is also possible. You can do that. So on the WAN side, you want to just apply the bandwidth and all, it is also possible.
Okay. If I have selected none, it is not going to do any change in that marking.
No,
right?
None means no QS policy is going to be applied.
Active. Okay.
Yeah, same, whatever coming from LAN, the firewall is going to activate transparently, simply processing the traffic. Okay. So one thing, guys, who all are available for the extra session tomorrow 2 p.m. I want every some people are joined previous Sunday, right? And also in today. So I will set up one of the Zoom meeting tomorrow 2 p.m. Okay. We have the class 10 to 12. Definitely the class is going to happen. After class, we'll have the additional session, right? Basic foundation session where I'll discuss the zone in detail, basic things about that firewall, which you missed that. All the recording is there. If you want, you can go with the recording. But if you wish, join the session. Okay. We have the very detailed discussion about that basic foundation. So at least you have no any doubt while doing this all kind of the, further firewall changes. Although these all are the just beginning, but I want to make sure you all should be on the same page, no any kind of the hurdles. Okay. So we'll say the Zoom meeting, who all are going to be available, just join that. Okay. Tomorrow we'll finish the class by 12 anyhow, and we'll take 2-hour break, and 2 p.m. we'll connect again, and we'll have another 1.5 hour session where we'll discuss the basic backlogs. So at least you guys, especially for the, I can see Tarun, who else, Chandu, right? And Muthu, I believe also you missed, Jacob also missed something, right? So you guys, I request join, okay, at least. So at least we can have the dual conversation from both sides and we'll have the same understanding.
Can it be at 4 o'clock?
4 p.m. Okay, no problem. 4 is also fine. Everyone okay? 4 p.m. Tomorrow 4 p.m.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Okay, let's
Yes.
connect tomorrow 4 p.m. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, done. Tomorrow 4 p.m. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank
Yes.
you, sir. What about
you,
the
sir.
labs which we are not
लैब में
able
क्या
to?
issue आ रहा है? What facing you in the lab issue? Tell me.
सर
yeah.
यूजर नेम पासवर्ड नहीं ले रहा है.
Yes. Only the day 1, day 0 lab is one.
Can you just ping me your
We are
username password in chat and rack number? I'll check right away. Just ping me.
Yeah, just
Sir,
give
I
me.
did not
give
get
me.
any lab assessment.
Sir,
Lab.
I'm dropping.
Yeah, drop. Guys, you guys can drop. You guys drop. Yes, Suresh, you not get any lab, right?
Yes, sir.
Just right now ping on this number 9289682701. Just write your name and ask, I'm enrolled student of the Palo Alto, please share the lab access. Okay,
Sure, sir. Okay.
just drop an WhatsApp message. Okay.
Okay, sure. A WhatsApp message in this. Okay.
Yeah, WhatsApp message.
I have sent the username password to you, sir.
I'm saying in Zoom chat it's not available.
Check no, sir.
Okay, now I get it. What is the rack number?
9093, but password in the last on the place of 5 it's 8.
9093. Let me open in the private. 9093.
And sir, password in the last I have typed by mistake 5, it's 8.
Okay, let me type it.
मेरा तो सर जेटी करके खुल रहा है. जेटी मतलब जेटी का
A is capital, sir.
Yes, 62 K1.
I have logged in, because of that it is getting a error message.
Can you just log out?
Let me just give me a second. Captcha is wrong.
9093 is the rack, right?
Yes, 9093. I'm logged out, sir. Now
Okay, just
I'm not anymore.
let me go and type it.
rex.guinet.com:9093.
Let me type it here. Your username is correct, right? You can see username, right?
Yes, username is correct.
So add 6. That's not taking.
सर मेरा भी इसी रैक में है.
Hold on.
I think I missed it. I'm typing it from mobile, sir. Okay, try now. Sorry, I have sent again. Refresh the message.
Okay.
I missed the Y.
I'm trying the
QZ.
Sir, अभी मेरे को lab का
yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what
This is the lab. I'm using it.
So you close from here. You can see.
Yeah, I
All labs are here.
Yes, can you open any of layer 2 lab? Yes. Can you open this one?
This one.
Day 0 I'm able to do it.
Sorry?
Day 0 lab I'm able to do it, but we are not able to log in the firewall. So layer 2 lab multi VLAN, can you open that one lab?
Okay. This firewall?
Try. Yes, this firewall.
Okay. Let me
Means
check.
we are not able to use any firewall. I was trying. Only
Okay.
day 0
Admin
was admin.
Admin.
Okay, wait. So first check what is the version, right? It's 10.0.3. Okay.
Okay.
So this password is this 10.0 password default is admin, right? Or username is this one, and password is this D in cap AUD at that 1
Daud at the rate
Okay.
1 2 3. Okay.
Let me type here. So admin DAUD at that 1 2 3 D caps. Okay, done.
Yes.
This was only issue fix.
Yeah. I was.
So version wise is
So
different
9.0 when using 9.0 the default admin, right? After logging you have to change the password. Okay, change the password. Okay, but even login 10, everyone note down, if you log into 10.0 username admin, password DAUD at the rate 1 2 3, no need to change the password, it will fix password, always going to use. Clear to all?
Yes, sir.
और अमित आपको भी same
yeah
issue
clear
आया?
same था sir.
Okay, so I believe it's fixed for everyone. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.